One. Hello, everybody. This is Ephraim Zillins Rounded with the EBP Community Podcast. Today is our first podcast episode, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today. I have on the side of me Mr. Donovan Davis. We've been trying to do this here for almost, 3-4 months, my man?
4 months, man.
It's been a while. But I tell you what, they say all good things come in due time. And here we are, getting ready to do the first episode. On this first episode, I would like to start off by giving y'all a little introduction about myself, giving y'all a little information. I'm a native of St. Mary Parish. I'm from St. Joseph, Louisiana, born and raised. I have 3 siblings. My mom's name was Lois Randall. My dad's name was Albert Randall. I'm sorry, Lois Willis. Lois Marie Willis. My dad's name was Albert Randall. My brother Cheyenne Bodie. My little brother Breeze Levine, and I have another brother by the name of Elliot Ness. But I'm right here. I went to high school at Franklin Senior High. Excuse me. I was fortunate enough to go to college. I went to UNO. What helped pay for my college was the National Guard. I was also in the military. I stayed a few years there. Unfortunately, I didn't stay as long as I should have, but I'm here. Outside of that, I did some things I'm not proud of. That landed me in a place that I'm not proud of. But like they say, everything happens for a reason. And because of those places I've been, some of the things I've seen, the man that sits before you is because of that. So I'm not gonna say I regret anything that I did. Some things I wish I would have just done differently, but regrets, no. That's about it with me. We got Mr. Donovan Davis right here. He's gonna share his introduction with you as well.
Amen.
What you got to say, Mr. Donovan?
Man. Bless the Lord. I'm glad to be a part of the EBP Community Podcast with our sports talk coming later on. But bless God, we've been working together, Ephraim and I, for the last 6, 7, 8 months now, and it's been going great, man. He was friends with one of my best friends back in New Iberia. They were best friends, and that's how me and him, that led to us getting together.
Yeah.
I myself, I'm 47 years old, hailing out of New Iberia. Humble beginnings in my life was coming from the streets of New Iberia, out doing commercial retail marketing of cocaine, crack on the streets. Yes. I come from that dark underworld in New Iberia, and out of Back Manila Project to Ann Street, to all over Hopkins Street, St. Edwards Project, Dodge City. And bless God, man, it's remarkable how God can, the God of the universe, or whatever God you believe in, can take the things that we do, the base things, and could remarkably, with our will and our determination, he can turn those things around and actually make something great out of nothing. Tupac Shakur called that the rose that grew from concrete.
The rose that grew from
Right,
concrete.
and that's what me and Ephraim, we are symbols of that. In ghettos of America, all over America, you go to LA, Detroit, New York, Chicago, St. Louis, Baltimore. Your minorities are put in these communities, man. It's basically by design. And we as a people, we have to fight. That's where Black empowerment coming in. We have to fight these barriers. We have to fight through them. And a lot of people make it in life in various ways: boxing, real estate. In either way, you can use your mind to catapult yourself out of the doldrums of mediocrity and out of the doldrums of corruption and into an advanced state, a higher version of yourselves. And that's something that's indicative of what we do here in the EBP community, not only with boxing, which is a recreational combat sport, unlike all other sports, and anything that you may be involved in. Ephraim is an entrepreneur, owns other businesses, So here at the EBP community, man, we trying to put something here together that's structured, that is going to be time relevant, that is going to be relevant to all people, and that can appeal to all people from all walks of life, basically appealing on a grassroots level into a higher form within our communities. And we just trying to find solutions to a lot of problems that we are facing, social and domestic, that we are facing within societies. And we know one thing, man: gun violence, mass incarceration, that's and unemployment. That's the 3 greatest challenges, I think, personally, to the Black community. Those 3 things right there, man. And so we're starting that way. We're starting on that, man. And that's why we got this podcast up, so that we can communicate our society and the language of our society, so you can understand what we do here at the EBP community here in St. Mary Parish in Franklin, Louisiana.
Well, Mr. Donovan has given you all an earful,
That's
right?
Yes.
And I like to second everything that he said. However, today I want to get some basic information about how did you come about being with the EBP, and tell me a little bit about yourself as far as where you was raised at, your siblings,
Amen.
and the
Amen.
people, and how you got to be where you are today.
Well, coming from New Iberia, man, I'm a Davis. My family, Provost family, downtown Ann Street, 20 Auburn Street. That's where it started. That and back Manila, because we first lived in back and then we moved to Ann Street. It was a back and forth thing until I moved to Uptown later in my life. But basically, Camille Celestine. Camille Celestine is a key figure in me meeting Ephraim Randall Jr. And at the time, he was called Dada, you know, coming from the streets, St. Joseph and Franklin.
Dada.
You are Franklin, affectionately called Dada. You who are Franklin natives and everywhere else in general, y'all know him as that. Camille Celestine, back in 1981, helped rescue me out of the fires of our house. I had set the house on fire, lit the candle, it dropped out my hand, lit the house on fire. He took me off the back.
Now this was at Back Manila?
Yeah, Back Manila. That was in 1982 or 81. 1981, before we moved to Sadar Hill Project. That's where my mom began to use drugs at, after Back Manila. So going into 81 to 82, my mom started to use hash and a little bit of cocaine, but mainly hash and weed, and what they call BI 52s. Okay. She started using BI 52s, hash BI 52s, and a little bit of the marginal drugs.
Tell me something, Mr. Donovan. With that being said, how do you think that shaped who you are today, to see that your mom was using drugs and to be in a drug-infested neighborhood and to be around people that idolize the drug dealers? Because I know how it was out here. When you have the brothers in the neighborhood that you want to be like, because you see them with the fancy cars, the nice clothes and stuff. I know for a fact, right, it shapes you,
yes,
right?
It does.
So tell me, how did it shape you, and what did you learn from your past, and how you use it today from your past, how you're using it to teach these young brothers not to do what you've done?
Well, first off, we know in life, everybody wants to dream. Everybody can dream. You have a brain, you have neurological pathways in your mind that allows you to dream in another way besides your reality. When you awake and you live life, you're looking at the deplorable things around you. You're looking at prostitution, you're looking at drugs, you're looking at all of these things that are negatively affecting your community, adversely affecting your community. Typically, when you don't have anything, you come from a family that lacks education, number one, and they lack the resources. Because in order to have the resources, you got to have the education. Now, that's going on the legitimate side. But if you don't, then you're going to resort, you're crippled. And if you're crippled, then you're going to resort to doing things that you shouldn't. But what makes those things look appealing is the fact that you don't have. As other societies, like other white affluent societies, you're going to look and you're going to compare. So it's the values that kids see. They see jewelry, they see the status of power, and the symbols of power. That's all called the trappings of success. It can happen to kids who go play basketball and football and go to the NFL. How many have fell off?
You're right.
You know what? The values.
In our community, I like to talk about that.
Come on, man.
In our communities, even though you may have the resources, you don't have the education. Or even if you have the education, you may not have the resources, because, as you said, it was constructed for us to have either or.
Either or. Right? Come on, bro.
Our community is lacking from having either, like you said, the education or the resources. Very seldom in our communities do we have both. And if we do have both, then you'll see us where we flourish. But that's not a probability, because it's impossible to have both. I won't say it's impossible, but the probability of having it is not there.
Because it's by design. We talked about that,
right? That's what we were talking about earlier, by design.
Right.
However, there are challenges that face our community, but we have to stand up and be ready for those challenges.
Meaning the politics of the ghetto. Exactly. The politics of the ghetto. You study the politics of the ghetto, you're going to see how they put us in projects. A project, which is an experiment. Then go ahead.
And
I want to make sure I get that clear.
And you're right. They put us in these projects. But at the same time, there has to be some accountability.
Accountability also. Come on.
Because when it's all said and done, You're not an animal.
Right.
You're a human. You can make a decision. You have the ability to make decisions based on rational and logical choices. Right? Man. Once you make a decision, you have to stand on it. Whether or not you make a good decision, I won't say good, make a favorable or unfavorable decision. Right? Exactly. So you have to stand on it. So a lot of times our decisions are manipulated, right, by the environment that we're exposed to. It's just like Mr. Donovan said, it's by design. It's by design. To all that don't know, in layman terms, it's called environmental manipulation. That means that your environment dictates what you do. Right? And if your environment is able to be constructed by someone else, then guess what? It may not be in your favor. So, I mean, there's a lot that we're going to talk about on this channel. We just wanted to make an introduction. I'm going to give Mr. Donovan the last 5 minutes on this because this is a 15-minute video, y'all, just for an introduction. But y'all can see where we're coming from. It's going to be topics like that. It's going to be topics about financial literacy. It's going to be topics about what's affecting our community blatantly, what's affecting our community indirectly, what's affecting our children blatantly and our children indirectly. I mean, I differentiate the two because there's a lot that goes on when it comes to rearing a child as opposed to building a community. Now, they're one in the same to a certain extent, but you have to nourish and you have to protect your children more than what you do with the average belongings or the average values or things that you own. The children are the community. So you have to make sure that we give our children a chance, a true chance to evolve, right? And to transition into manhood or womanhood. We have to be there. We have to support our community. And that's some of the things that we're going to be talking about. And we're going to be bringing various guests on from all different walks of life. We have Miss Selena coming on the show in January. Miss Selena Charles. And I'm sure Mr. Donovan Davis is going to be bringing up a lot more people because he's been in this industry for quite some time. But I'm going to give him the last words again. I am so proud that we are finally starting this YouTube channel /podcast because it's needed. And I've been saying we were going to do it almost 6, 7 months ago, Mr. Donovan. Right. So we finally here. So this is the first episode. It will be airing tonight on YouTube. Today is Wednesday. It'll be airing tonight. Whether or not I have everything clipped out like it's supposed to be, it's finally going to be there. So you'll see the raw footage. So, Mr. Donovan, again, I keep saying the same thing, but I'm giving you the last words. What do you have to say?
Hey, man, I wanna let everybody know out there, man, I've been in this fight. I have been in this fight with anti-violence, man, as an anti-violence activist and radio personality. And working on a grassroots level, going house to house, talking to various residents about how can we resolve these issues around our kids who have now become full-fledged, a percentage of them have become full-fledged killers, man. Wow. And that's something I have to wake up with every morning. And you have a lot of guys my age who live the street life, but who are playing behind the scenes, who are out here and they're engaging with these kids and encouraging them.
Wow. Instead
of rising above their present social conditions and inwardly the things that are happening with the brokenness that's happening within us, within themselves. Similar genocide. Same as me and F. We had to rise above. I'm a drug dealer. I did the same thing. So we had to rise above those things, man. These are what you call the trappings of success. If we don't learn to think beyond and reach within ourselves and find ways and solutions to correct ourselves and build a better life for ourselves from within and then manifest it on the outside. If we don't learn how to do those things, man, we would never rise as a community. We need community engagement through community empowerment. And that first comes through engaging with ourselves first and resolving the issues with ourselves. Once we resolve those issues with ourselves personally, then we can connect with the next person who's done the same thing. And then that's when you get right there, civic engagement. Once you get that civic engagement down, then you can move forward progressively so that we can salvage our young people and deter them from the jaws of death of the street culture. And that's the gist of why EBP is. It's to give back. We want to do what our ancestors told us to. Break generational curses. Break old patterns, old habits, old family patterns. Break these habits, break these patterns, break these curses so that we can spring forth into a new and greater, higher chapters within our communities and not continue to fulfill the prophecy of people who by design put us in these marginalized communities. And notice I said marginalized, where you have limits. That's how you break beyond.
Well, you heard it first.
Empowerment.
Right here.
Come on, man.
EBP Community Talk.
Yes.
Mr. Donovan Davis just broke it down to you all. And we'll be doing another episode. We'll have another episode ready for you all next week.
Yes.
So please tune in and please subscribe because we need you all to support us because we want to get these messages that are so important, so imperative to our community, out to the community. And we want more voices and we want more people to get into this fight, get into this battle because right now, it's not looking good, y'all. Y'all can go out there and read. Y'all see the communities. Y'all can see it's not like it was 25 years ago, even 10 years ago. It's going crazy. So again, this is Ephraim Zemlis Rounded with the EBP Community Talk, and we're going to be right back at you. Always remember, it's a community thing.
Community thing.
It's a
community
thing.
thing.
It's a community thing.
Amen. Amen. Amen.